Imagine shrinking down, becoming smaller than a grain of sand, smaller than a single red blood cell, even smaller than a bacterium. Now, picture yourself being launched into one of the most critical highways in the human body, an artery. This isn't just a simple pipe, it's a living, breathing tunnel, a dynamic conduit carrying oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and life itself to every corner of your existence. Today, on Golpo, we're taking a microscopic journey inside this vital highway. We'll discover the secrets of blood flow, understand what keeps our arteries healthy, and witness what happens when things begin to go wrong. As we enter the bloodstream, the first thing you notice is the sheer scale and complexity. At a glance, an artery might seem like a simple tube, but it's a highly engineered biological structure. Every single heartbeat sends a powerful surge of blood racing through these vessels. Your heart, a relentless pump, pushes oxygen-rich blood out through this vast network, ensuring every one of your trillions of cells gets what it needs to survive. The sheer size of this network is staggering. If you could stretch all of your body's blood vessels, arteries, veins, and capillaries end to end, they would extend for roughly 60,000 miles. That's enough to circle the Earth more than twice. And right now, we are traveling through just one of those countless highways, watching the river of life rush by. Look around you. The scene is dominated by biconcave discs, like tiny, smooth red frisbees. These are the red blood cells, the workhorses of your circulatory system. There are approximately 25 trillion of them inside your body at any given moment, and their mission is simple and profound. Think of them as a fleet of microscopic delivery trucks. Each one is packed with a protein called hemoglobin, which latches onto oxygen molecules collected from your lungs. Their job is to deliver this precious cargo to every tissue and organ, and on the return trip, to collect the waste product, carbon dioxide, bringing it back to the lungs to be exhaled. They are in constant motion, produced in your bone marrow at a rate of over 2 million per second, each living for about 120 days before being retired and recycled. Without this continuous, tireless delivery system, your organs would shut down in minutes. Now, let's turn our attention from the traffic to the highway itself. The artery wall is not just a passive container, it's a living, active structure with 3 distinct layers. The innermost lining, the one in direct contact with the blood, is called the endothelium. This is a layer of cells so thin it's almost invisible, yet it may be one of the most important tissues in your entire body. When healthy, the endothelium is incredibly smooth, acting like a perfectly polished road, allowing blood cells to glide effortlessly across its surface. But its job is far more complex than just providing a slick surface. This thin layer is a master regulator. It controls blood flow by producing a remarkable molecule, nitric oxide. Nitric oxide acts as a potent vasodilator, meaning it signals the middle layer of the artery wall, a thick band of smooth muscle, to relax. This relaxation widens the artery, lowering blood pressure and increasing blood flow. The endothelium also helps regulate clotting, communicates with immune cells during inflammation, and acts as a selective barrier, controlling what passes from the blood into the artery wall. It's the gatekeeper, the traffic controller, and the road maintenance crew all rolled into one. Feel that? With every beat of your heart, a wave of pressure moves through the artery. This is your pulse. You can feel the artery wall expand to accommodate the surge of blood and then relax as the pressure subsides. Expand, then relax. Over and over, more than 100,000 times every single day. Healthy arteries are surprisingly elastic, especially the major ones closest to the heart, like the aorta. They are designed to absorb the immense pressure from the heart's contraction, a measurement known as systolic pressure, and then use their elastic recoil to maintain forward blood flow even when the heart rests between beats, which is the diastolic pressure. This elasticity is crucial. It smooths out the pulsatile flow from the heart, ensuring a more continuous and gentle delivery of blood to the delicate tissues downstream. Now, let's fast forward several years. Imagine this pristine highway has been subjected to constant stress. A diet high in saturated fats and processed foods, the toxic chemicals from smoking, the relentless force of high blood pressure, the metabolic chaos of unmanaged diabetes, or a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation throughout the body. These factors are like constant damaging traffic on our biological highway. They begin to injure the delicate endothelium. The smooth, non-stick surface becomes damaged and inflamed. It loses some of its ability to produce that protective nitric oxide. Tiny injuries and cracks begin to appear on the artery wall, and this is where the trouble begins. The damaged lining becomes more permeable, allowing particles of LDL, or bad cholesterol, to seep from the bloodstream into the artery wall. The body's immune system sees this as an invasion. It dispatches white blood cells, specifically monocytes, to the scene. These immune cells squeeze into the artery wall and transform into macrophages, with a mission to clean up the mess by engulfing the cholesterol. Over time, this process spirals. The macrophages gorge on so much cholesterol that they become bloated and dysfunctional, turning into what scientists call foam cells. These foam cells, along with more cholesterol, smooth muscle cells, and cellular debris, begin to accumulate. A sticky, fatty deposit known as a plaque starts to form beneath the endothelium. The once smooth, wide-open highway begins to develop a dangerous blockage, slowly narrowing the path for blood to flow. In the early stages, the artery might even expand outward to compensate, a phenomenon called remodeling, which means blood flow isn't significantly restricted. This is why, for most people, this entire process is completely silent. There are no symptoms, no warning signs. You feel absolutely fine. Yet, deep inside your arteries, this dangerous process may be progressing for decades. This brings us to the most dangerous turn in our journey. Sometimes, these plaques remain stable, simply narrowing the artery over a long period. But other times, particularly plaques that are rich in lipids and inflammatory cells, they become fragile and unstable. The thin, fibrous cap that covers the plaque can weaken and eventually rupture. When that cap breaks, the body's emergency response system kicks into high gear. It treats the rupture like a severe injury. The highly thrombogenic, or clot-forming material inside the plaque is suddenly exposed to the blood. Platelets rush to the site, and a blood clot, or thrombus, rapidly forms to seal the wound. Within minutes, this clot can grow large enough to completely block the artery. The highway is now at a dead stop. If this happens in a coronary artery supplying the heart, it triggers a heart attack. If it occurs in an artery leading to the brain, it causes an ischemic stroke. In a matter of seconds, a process that took decades to develop can lead to a life-threatening emergency. Our journey through the artery reveals something extraordinary. Every second of every day, this intricate network delivers life to every organ in your body. When your arteries are healthy, you rarely give them a second thought, but when they become damaged, the consequences can be devastating. The most important part of this story, however, is the good news. Many of the factors that damage or protect your arteries are within your control. You are not a passive bystander. Regular exercise enhances circulation and stimulates your endothelium to produce more protective nitric oxide. A nutritious diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats, helps control cholesterol and reduce inflammation. Maintaining a healthy blood pressure lessens the physical strain on your artery walls. Good, consistent sleep helps regulate inflammatory responses. And of course, avoiding smoking is one of the single most powerful things you can do to protect that delicate endothelial lining. Your arteries truly are the highways of life. Take care of them, and they will take care of you. End of podcast.